Daily devotion. Who's coming to dinner? Cheerfully share your home with those who need a meal or a place to stay. God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. 1 Peter 4, verse 9 to 10. The Greek word for hospitality compounds two terms, love and stranger. The word literally means to love a stranger. All of us can welcome a guest we know and love, but can we welcome a stranger? In one of Jesus' resurrection appearances, he accompanies two disciples as they walk from Jerusalem to their village of Emmaus. As they near their village, Jesus asks as he's going to continue on his journey. It had been a long day. The two pilgrims had much on their minds. Certainly, they had obligations and people in their lives, but their fellow travelers stirred a fire in their hearts. So they welcomed him in, still not knowing that their guest was Jesus. They pulled out an extra chair, poured some water in the soup, and offered bread. Jesus blessed the bread, and when he did, their eyes were open and they recognized him. Luke 24, verse 31. We still encounter people on the road, and sometimes we sense a peculiar warmth and affection. We detect an urge to open our doors to them. In those moments, let's heed the inner voice. We never know whom we may be hosting for dinner. So, it says, who's coming for dinner and, entertaining guests, like, will you welcome a stranger into your home? So it was a situation not too long ago, a couple of years ago, where I had a coworker who welcomed me into her home for 2 months. She didn't know me from Adam and Eve. Like, I could have been a killer. Like, because it's like you hear stories like you think you know someone and then you hear like this person is a bad person and things that they did. But, she welcomed me and gave me keys to her home, not knowing other than I worked with her, nothing about me. And God puts, people in your paths at times, to welcome in. And, sometimes we may not understand. And you just be like, I don't know why I feel like I should do X, Y, and Z and stuff. It's like, God is like, let God, trust God to know that he's doing, like he knows what's best, even though you don't understand it. Sometimes it might be a person that God puts in your life to help you in a situation, vice versa and stuff, like, that they welcome you into their homes. But it's just like welcoming people in, even though you don't understand, but being there for one another, caring for one another, being compassionate, feeding one another. Because, life be life, and everybody got issues and everything. And, it's just like doing what God would want us to do or how you would want people to treat you in that situation. But regardless of what it is, trust God, ask God, because we need discernment, to make the right decisions. Because sometimes it might not be from God. So pray and ask God, to make that right decision. But know that God's got you. He will never leave you or forsake you. He got you covered and protected, providing all of your needs, and you will never be in need for anything. Have a blessed day.